My name is Ken Bowen, and I'm a game designer and a professor here at the University of Connecticut. I started in the game industry as a game designer for a company called Vicarious Visions in upstate New York. I worked on a lot of DreamWorks titles and a lot of Marvel titles, mostly for the DS, but for movie companion games. So for instance, I worked on Madagascar, Madagascar 2, Madagascar Operation Penguin, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Captain America Super Soldier, Iron Man 2. I've also worked on the Transformers titles, mostly for the DS. After working for Vicarious Visions, and then I also moved on to a company called Kryptonite Games in Seattle, I thought it was a little time for a change, so I went independent. I worked with a friend of mine, Zach Barth, on a game called Space Chem. Space Chem is a design-based puzzle game that Zach came up with, and it's absolutely brilliant if you haven't played it, so please play it. I also did contract work, mostly serious games work, which might not be publicized or, a popular video game. But I did a lot of really interesting projects. For instance, I worked on a Kinect PC game for a hospital. One of these games was actually a medical game for kids in long-term hospital stays, so kids in cancer wards, things like that. A lot of them had IVs and things of that nature, and what we had to do is we had to create a Kinect game that met the physical needs, met the physical therapy needs that they need in order to get moving and make sure that their muscles don't atrophy, but also be able to give them a fun experience and also not pull out their IVs or something like that. It was a really interesting challenge, and there's a lot of really cool work out there now for games like that and also just general interactive software. I also did a lot of curriculum development. I worked on a Learn How to Make Unity game class for the West Virginia school system, where I worked on feedback and some tutorials. This is integrated in the STEM program, which is facilitating science and technology in the classroom, and this was part of that effort, is putting video game design into the classroom. And now that's actually what I've been doing here at the University of Connecticut. I've developed the game design program here, and I'm continuing to flesh it out as our department grows and we get more students.